Okay, Sundowns was too good for Orbit College. Number two, it's been a month since the Betway Premiership yet Nuklar. So I do not know why Zwane municipality failed in terms of electricity stadium. I don't know if it was Sundowns game plan or it was a municipality fault, but it worked in favor of Mamelodi Sundowns. Greetings everybody, welcome to Nevertheless Commentaries. I am your host, Sipon Lovo, Sipon Sport. Favorite Ank on the net, the black Italian himself. Appronto piacere, buongiorno. Now let's get to the game. First 20 minutes, it came a little bit balanced, but you could see the superiority. Mamelodi Sundowns with a player like Sibiya. I think he was very, very brilliant as a fullback, left fullback, and also some players who actually gave a great performance is Goalkeeper Williams. Mokoena, Rulani is on the build-up phase. I think they were very, very excellent. Umkhulise in the middle, Benoit and Adams were very, very instrumental in actually controlling that game. With other sales dropping in to actually support he play. Sometimes Kube who drops in and actually support he play. And the circulation in Sundowns in the middle was quicker than usual today. So kudos to Umkhulise and Adams in making sure that Sundowns dominate in middle, and also he supports Galetlago. Nosales, I think it was excellent. Motiva up front, I think he needs to work a little bit on his hold-up play because he has his strength and a height, and I think if he can actually allow his players to play off of him, I think that will actually save him a lot of problem. He needs to keep it simple, allow his players to play off of him, and then he needs to shift sometimes and actually create the space for the quicker players like Aboleta or other sales, or even Amaran, Enzo and Adams, or Umkhulise coming deep from the middle. But he well done too, especially Umkhulise on that build-up phase, collecting the ball and actually progressing the play. I think he was excellent. He was very, very excellent, and he played with a sense of urgency. And in terms of scanning in front of defense, I think he was excellent. So the game was paused for 10 minutes because of electricity problems in the stadium. So the game had to pause for long 10 minutes. 0-0 score. And then game resumed 10 minutes later because the light issues has been fixed. But there was a lapse of concentration on the side of the Orbit College. As we saw, Chiwe got the ball. He needed to initiate the play. Either he kicked the ball up front because that's what they've been doing the entire time. He decided to put down the ball and wanted to be smart. Saleh pressed him. He got the ball. It goes back to Chiwe. He has a chance to handle the ball. He decided to punch it. He failed to punch the ball. It landed to Saleh, who did the bicycle kick. It's a goal. He went to the corner. They celebrated. That's where the problems began. Because now they were actually having to play on a back foot, trying to actually come back on the game by wanting to score, which was going to be very, very impossible because Sundowns was dominant in the middle. I think Sundowns, how they overload that middle to actually control it is very, very excellent. I don't think they are matched to Goalkeeper Premiership right now. Should they continue with this performance throughout the season, they have a bigger chance to actually take Goalkeeper Premiership again. This double pivot of Umkhulise, Adams worked very, very well, but the overloading of other sales and also Goalkeeper was very, very key in dominating that middle, making sure that a player like Kubasi, Umodim, and Noputan are not playing in the middle. So they made sure that they annihilate them, including Mokoena. They annihilate them, forcing Umatansi, Noramosala to actually track back to help and try to regain the position. And even if they got the position, it was very, very hard for them to progressively play. Because Sundowns strategically, they know how to actually gain back the position as soon as they lose the ball. First half finished 1-0 Sundowns their win. I want to speak about Sibiya before Diego, because if I can fail to speak about Sibiya and his brilliant performance, like as a fullback, a left fullback, I think the boy is very, very good, and I think he's one for the future. And he starts to cool Sibiya as a fullback on a build-up phase. He opens up the play and he go up enough, just enough to actually allow a player like Mokoena to actually receive a ball, either with Johannes or Williams. It's either he plays with Mkhulise or Adams, but Sibiya umnikeza the option right up by the line, up by the line. So it's easy to initiate to play with him. And if he receives the ball, he's comfortable in the ball, he can take on our players, he can dribble, he can pass, he can hold the play, he's confident. I think he's one for the future. That is Sibiya. Brilliant performance from a youngster. I was surprised to hear that the guy is a teenager. But the performance I did, and he looked like a seasoned player, but it was his debut. It was his debut, but he played like a seasoned player. I think he will give them a little bit of what Motupa gives them on the other side. I think he's going to keep, but with more skillful and more confidence. And eventually, he had an assist on the second half. The second goal, he had an assist. Then the second half comes. The Sundowns make changes. Brayan Leon come in, Santos come in for Matthews, Zwane comes in for Nitlagu, Ayende comes in for Jaden Adams, Rezino comes in for Mokoena. Brayan Leon as a striker came in for Motiva. I think he is deadly aerially. That goal he scored, I think, actually cemented him as a deadly number 9 aerially. He is strong. He can hold the play. He make dangerous runs in front of goal. He has a technique. I think the only element that I didn't see if he can actually dribble and actually take on players. But what I saw aerially, he's good. He gets strength. He makes right run at the right moment. He actually has a technique. I think he's 70% a complete striker, in my opinion. That is Brayan Leon, and he's going to give us a lot of problem as the league progresses, because if you watch the game, you could see that Sundowns meant business with the game. Introduction to Santos, introduction to Zwane, introduction to Ayende and Rezino made sure that they cracked open Orbit College. They were too good for Orbit College to contain them. And the runs Waga Zwane, Waga Santos, Waga Rezino off the ball, they can crack any midfield. It was very, very amazing. And Benfica ngathi game engangaphela, the way Sundowns play beautiful football ngakhona. So congratulations, remember the Sundowns, they really, really deserve the win. Right now they are number 1 on the log. I'm hoping that they will actually maintain the number 1 spot. Unfortunately, Pirates has 2 games in hand. Should they win both games, they're going to lead the log with 5 points. But what I saw with the Sundowns, I think they deserve the win. And the score is not a reflection of the game, because the Sundowns are so dominant over Orbit College. So they were too good for Orbit College. Hard luck to Orbit College. I believe that a coach needs to actually work with his coach. McCoy needs to actually put in a little bit of work with his team. But I think they have somebody they can actually build up on. That player is a seasoned player, man. Why do I forget Rulani? I think if they can actually introduce Rulani to that squad and actually build upon him as a seasoned and a experienced player with a good technique and who can take on players, I think there's something that can happen there. But there's a little bit of work that Coach McCoy needs to work with the Orbit College, because they will soon be the candidates of relegation should they don't fix the problem that I saw today. But hard luck to them. The Sundowns was too good for them. There was nothing they could do. But another thing that I noticed, ukuphuma kwaModibong. Modibong was substituted for a player named called, I forgot what that guy's name. I think it was Umabele. Looking at their facial expression, you could see that they weren't taking the game serious. So to me, that was a concern for the entire team, Orbit College, and also for the technical team, because to me it seems like they were not taking this game seriously. That's what I read from them upon that substitution. Now, if you can go and check the highlights and see the substitution of that guy, Umotimong, and the player that came in for him, look at their facial expression, you could see that they were all smiles. It's like they weren't taking the game serious. It's like they were there to play the occasion. So that's a very, very concern. I think the coach needs to actually look at that and actually try and fix that, because if they are not taking these games seriously, they are going to get relegated. I can't understand that, and I cannot condone that type of a behavior, because these guys are supposed to be professionals and they need to take their job serious. So if you watched till this far, thank you for tuning in. This is Nevertheless Commentaries. I'm your host, Sipon of Sipon Sport. Don't forget to smash this up. We're coming back tomorrow for Kaizer Chiefs game. From my side, the Black Eye Italian, I will say, a pronto piacere. I will see you tomorrow again. Don't forget to actually have your say in the comment section. We love you. Good night.